Hello, everyone, and welcome to Check It Out, the library talk show that lets you know what's going on in and around the Bethel Park Public Library. We're your hosts, Elaine Volpe
and Christine McIntosh. And I will start off with what's going on in the adult department. February is Library Lovers Month. So in celebration and as a fundraiser, the library is selling hearts for $1, and we ask that you write on there what you love about the library, and we hang them up behind the circ desk in the main part of the library and also behind the children's circ desk. So that's a good way to celebrate Library Lovers Month. Also, too, February is the Adult Winter Reading Club. It will be 4 weeks, and for every book that you read, you can enter a raffle for a weekly prize of $25 gift card, and then there's a grand prize drawing. So everybody that participated goes into a grand prize drawing, which I can say now is a did you see it?
Well, you are going to give it away on the January show. You just told us.
But it might entice people to.
Yeah, let's tell them.
It's a signed print. I honestly don't know whose signatures are on it, but it is of Console. You know, it's the rink. You can see the ice. So
yeah, I think it's a great prize.
I do too. On Friday, February 6th at 10 a.m. is Conversation Salon. So you just come and experience the joy of conversation. And we start with a topic. Usually Carla, she's in charge of this program, so she'll pick a topic and just start to talk and exchange your ideas freely, non-judgmentally. Your ideas, your thoughts, your opinions on that topic. And it always goes off into a tangent onto something else. The immigration conversation salon was very tense.
Oh, really?
Yes, very tense. So join us. That would be Friday, February 6th at 10 a.m. We have the Pittsburgh South Writers Group that meets at the library monthly. This month they will be meeting Tuesday, February 10th at 7 p.m. It's a chance for writers of all genres to come with like-minded people and receive some constructive criticism and support and hopefully improve your work. So Tuesday, February 10th at 7. Rob's doing an interesting program on career building. You'll learn how to use the career building tools in the library's Testing and Education Reference Center database. So he'll cover how to set up an account, the basic computer courses that are offered there for free for you, and how to use the resume builder. And this program will take place on Thursday, February 12th at 7 p.m. A very popular program that we have every year excuse me, is landscape design with Evan Ivanovich from the Landscape Center by Ivanovich. So you'll learn how to enhance your home or business by designing and shaping your shrubbery beds, by using different colors and textures and flower patterns. And there'll also be a special appearance by a Jonathan Green rep. I had to go look that up. Jonathan Green is a green lawn care product line.
Oh.
So, you know, kind of like Scott, this is Jonathan Green. I thought it was a person at first.
So did I.
So that does fill up rather quickly, so you'll have to call the library to register. Also have a program for first-time home buyers on Thursday, February 26th at 7 p.m. The presentation will cover new legislation that may lower rates for first-time home buyers, understanding some of the jargon that mortgage brokers put out there, realize the different ways that you can still get into a home with less than 20% down, which is becoming increasingly difficult, and steps you can take before you start looking for a home that will improve your chances of obtaining financing. So this is presented by Todd Stainbrook. He's the president of AJM Mortgage. He's done other programs for us in the past. And one other program I want to talk about is Reiki, Discover the Power. This is presented by Arlene Stevens. She's a Reiki master and teacher. So you can come and discover what Reiki is all about and how it can change your life. So you'll learn what is Reiki. It's an ancient Japanese, I'm not sure, I just know it's Japanese and it's an ancient practice. How does it work? How can it help you? And then how does it feel to have Reiki done on you? So that is what's going on in the adult department. What's going on over on your side?
Lots of good stuff. We had fun in January with some neat programming that we did here and there. All of our regular program, our story times for the little ones, will be starting up the week of February 16th. So I just want to briefly go over our story times for any new viewers out there. We offer Baby Jam on Thursday mornings at 10 and 11 o'clock. And Baby Jam is for the youngest of our patrons, 0 to 18 months. And it is a lap sit program, so the mom or dad or caregiver is very much involved, right? You're doing this with your child, and it's 30 minutes of songs, rhymes, and finger plays, and we have lots of fun, and usually a shared reading at the end. So it's about 30 minutes, and again, targeted for the babies 0 to 18 months. But we're not strict with that. There's 2-year-olds that are still in that class as well, so we welcome all ages. Mother Goose is Wednesdays at 10 and 11 as well, and this is for 0 to 3-year-olds. And it's very much like the Baby Jam story time in that there's a lot of rhyming, singing, and finger plays again. But there's also a lot of visuals with Mother Goose. A lot of visual stimulation because we're pulling out the puppets, we're pulling out the flannel boards. We use scarves and bells. So that story time's a little bit longer. We sometimes go for 40, sometimes 45 minutes because we get a really big group. But it's very interactive. Again, a caregiver is very much involved. Toddler story times are 10 or 11 o'clock on Tuesday mornings, and that's for those our friends who are between baby and preschool story time, so your 3-year-olds. Miss Sarah leads this class, and she does, stories aren't very lengthy, but they're a little bit longer than what we would be reading in Mother Goose. She still does some songs and some rhymes and some flannel boards, but the emphasis is on the book. She'll do 2 or 3 stories per class. Sometimes there's an activity that goes along with her books, sometimes there isn't, whether it be a game or an art activity. And then Friday mornings at 10 and 11, Miss Sharon leads a preschool story time that does always have an art-related activity because it goes with her letter theme. So Miss Sharon works her way through the alphabet. So if it is B week, all of her stories start with the letter B, and then there's a B-related craft. So you'll work your way through the alphabet, and this is again for preschoolers, so your 4 and 5-year-olds. So again, that starts the week of February 16th. Giggle and Wiggle will start back up then. That's a fun class. That's Monday mornings at 10 and 11. And we are starting a special needs story time this month. The first special needs story time, let me just make sure I get the date correct. They are on Sundays. So yes, Sunday, February 22nd at 2 p.m. will be our first special needs story time. And this is intended for anybody on the autism spectrum. And it's not going to be much different than any of our traditional story times, with the exception that it might be a little more regimented because autistic children really like to have that schedule, right? They like to know what's going on. So we'll do the same sorts of things that we do in a traditional story time, but we'll follow more of a schedule so that those kids can see it, say it, do it. Right? We'll have a chart and we'll be a routine. So we'll do the same thing every time we meet. There still will be a lot of singing. I like to sing, and I think that's a really important part of story time. And then also what would be different about this is we will have some sensory materials there. So if the child is not feeling 100% comfortable, or they're having a moment, or they're not, if they get anxious, there's materials there that'll help them calm them down. So we don't want them to leave unless they, you have to. You can always rejoin us. But there'll be materials right there in the program room that can help them relax. We have some sensory balls and some other materials that we will be ordering. So we don't have anybody signed up yet. If this sounds of interest to you, please call and get some more information. We're planning on doing it once a month, and we'll see how we go from there. We'll see what the response is. But the first one will be Sunday, February 22nd. Then we have some fun clubs starting up. We have a science club running this month. Little Librarians will be coming up here in March, and I
love this idea. When I was previewing this for the Chronicles, I was like, that is just a very, very cool idea.
It's so cute because I hear a lot of parents come up to me and they tell me that their child after story time will go home and they play Miss Elaine, and they play Librarian. I think that's so sweet.
I used to play Librarian.
Yeah, so now young kids, this is really for anybody in elementary school, K through 4. If you love coming to the library, if you think you might want to be a librarian when you grow up, you want to join this club, you'll get your LIT award, your librarian in training, if you attend all 4 sessions, and you're just going to discover, what helps make your library special. Miss Sarah has some crafts planned and some games to play with the kids, and you'll get to learn how to, you'll get to check out a book, all that fun stuff. So that's coming up in March. Twisted Paint Club will also happen in March. So all these things on the horizon, but you want to definitely check out our flyer and get yourself or your child signed up. For the teens, I wanted to mention a program on Tuesday, February 17th. It's for young girls. It's called Speak Up. And it's facilitated by a master's degree level outreach counselor. And she teaches girls effective negotiation skills. Negotiation skills, as you know, can assist in good decision making, right? Which is really hard, especially in those middle school years. Yeah. It'll help improve relationships, it'll reduce conflict, and just give them an idea of how to take better control of their lives and how to stand up for themselves and, you know, for what they believe in. So learning to negotiate enables girls to create positive options for themselves and to resist the pressure to engage in activities that put their safety, health, and future in jeopardy. So this class is going to empower girls and let their voices be heard. I really do too. So Speak Up. Register it's for Tuesday, February 17th at 7 p.m. You can register now, and this is targeted for girls in grades 5 through 8.
It's perfect because the more you're comfortable with speaking up for yourself, the better off you'll be in the long run, not only personally but professionally too. Mm-hmm. Women do not negotiate salaries very well.
They don't.
No,
they don't.
So I like that they're doing it younger so that it becomes just part of their nature, just what they're used to doing, and it's not intimidating to go and ask for a raise.
Yes, I agree. So lots of good things. You know, again, our flyers are online. You can always call if you have any questions about them. You had mentioned February being Library Lovers
Month is February.
You know, I think it's also, you have a new love interest in your life, Valentine's Day, and everything's kind of lovey-dovey.
Oh, gosh.
And you're lucky this year. I'm so happy for you because you have that love interest. I sadly do not, but that's okay because I've been cuddling up with some good books. So I just finished this one last night, and I loved it. It will be cataloged soon. This is a young adult book. And I just wanted to tell our viewers about it and actually just encourage them to watch our trailers that we have up online now. So this one is just one of the new trailers that are available for your viewing. It's a great way to get ideas and then come into the library and kind of know what you want, find that book. We encourage everyone to stay tuned because when we come back, high school sophomore Natalia Young will be with us telling us about a new program that she's doing at the library called Raising the Roof, Nutrition is a Party. Welcome back, everyone. Joining us now is Natalia Young, who's a sophomore at the Bethel Park High School, and she's here to tell us about a new program she'll be offering for us next month entitled Raisin' the Roof, Nutrition is a Party. So thanks for being here today, Natalia.
Anytime.
And to start things off, why did you choose? So this is a program that you're doing as a service project to help you get inducted to the National Honor Society, is that correct?
Yeah.
Why us? I mean, we're honored that you chose the library, but why?
Well, I used to come here all the time whenever I was really young. I was an only child.
I remember.
So yeah, I remember I would hang out with Miss Elaine and all the library ladies, and I had a lot of friends here, like younger girls, and I just kind of grew up with a lot of good memories here, and I want to kind of offer that to other kids because I think it was kind of a big part of my childhood and a really nice thing that I got to have.
So good
That's
to
awesome
hear.
to hear.
Yes, it is.
Great.
Yeah,
now, you seem to be very knowledgeable on the subject of nutrition, especially for a high school sophomore. What began your interest in nutrition?
Well,
and then just kind of, how did you get the idea for Raising the Roof?
Okay. Well, I mean, I obviously wasn't into it my whole entire life. You know, like whenever I was in like middle school and stuff, I would just like inhale anything. I was like, oh, food, I love it. And now, yeah, I'm still definitely, like, I love my food. I wake up in the morning, the first thing I think of is, oh, breakfast, toast, okay. But now it's more, I really know what my body wants and what my body's calling for, and by eating, I feel really good about myself and really good with what I'm putting into my body, and I feel energized and like I'm really getting what I need.
That's really interesting. So how do you know? How do you know what your body's craving? Because same thing, I wake up in the morning, I want my toast. Like, I feel like I crave carbs a lot.
Yeah.
But maybe my body doesn't need all the carbs. Maybe I just think that it does.
Right. And it definitely matters what kind. Like the simple carbs, like refined sugars and like white bread, white pasta, white things, those are going to be digested and broken down a lot quicker, so you're not going to be as full for as long, whereas if you eat more complex things, I'm getting into like more of a tangent here, but
no, that's okay, because I find the topic very interesting.
Well, you you just have to know, you know, like you said, what your body wants.
Okay.
I know, like, whenever I wake up, like, I'm going to have my toast, and then I always have almond butter or peanut butter, and that's, like, protein, so I'm full. Mm-hmm. And then I have my carbs for my toast, so I'm ready to take on the day, and then Like,
And I actually just recently tried almond butter, and
I
I like
you like
it.
that.
Yeah, I've
I
never
do.
tried. I'm a big peanut butter fan.
It's not
Well-
as like salty as the peanut butter. It didn't have it, so I had a drop of honey.
Oh,
so I love
that's
to put
good.
almond butter with a drop of honey on my apples.
Oh yeah,
That's a good, better snack, right?
Yeah.
Than grabbing that bag of chips.
definitely.
Well,
So-
speaking of snacks, okay, so I'm a snacker, love to snack. I try to grab a piece of fruit like an apple with peanut butter or the little clementines I like because there's no seeds. I'm a seed snob.
Oh, that's annoying.
So what is your number one go-to snack, or what would be a good snack for someone to grab?
I really am into like avocado. So you can just spread that on whatever, and it's really satisfying. It's got, like that creamy taste,
And that
Sweet
does
flavor.
fill you, doesn't it? I
Yeah,
find
like
that
the
avocado
healthy
does fill
fat.
you.
And it is like more of a calorie dense fruit, but a big thing with my whole aspect on nutrition is I don't count anything because I don't think it's really a quantifiable thing. It's more the way that you feel and the way that your body is being nourished and just your overall health and well-being and frame of mind about it. So definitely avocado,
I love guacamole.
guacamole,
Instead of
right?
eating the guacamole with chips, carrots.
Right, or you
celery.
could spread it on like a rice cake or, something like pita bread. I also really like chickpeas. I'll get like dry roasted chickpeas. That is one of my favorite things. I'll text my dad. I'll be like, Dad, I'm out of chickpeas. I need you to pick me some up because they're hard to find. You can't always find them everywhere.
Yeah.
But, I found out you can make
They're
your
very high in
own.
protein.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
that's-
complex carbs.
Okay, two asides. One, how do I know if an avocado is ripe when I'm buying it? I never know.
Right.
Yeah, it can't be too mushy, right? But you want it to be.
You want it to have a little
Little
give,
give,
and
but
you
not
have
too
to
much.
know when you want to eat it. If you want to eat it like right now, then you have to kind of. Sometimes that's hard to find. But I'll usually get one that's black in color because if they're green, forget about it. It's
Okay.
gonna be like forever.
Okay.
And then if it's still not very soft, my dad actually told me to do this. You take it and you put it on top of the fridge, and the heat and the vibration from the fridge kind of helps to like ripen it. Another thing, there are 3 things that I generally do if I want it to ripen quicker. With bananas, if you
it
put
in a
things with
bag, in a
bananas,
brown
right?
bag, yeah.
Or just on the windowsill, like
the
with the
banana.
sunlight, and bananas. They're like the catalysts for the ripening of fruit. So,
Yes. I just learned too that if you buy a bunch of bananas and you want them to just be spread out over the week, break them apart and move them away from each other so
Yeah.
that they don't ripen as quickly.
Right.
Because I know I do
Oh, I
that. I
never
buy a
heard
bunch,
that.
I eat 2, and then the rest are like turning black. I'm like, I'm not eating those.
Freeze them. I freeze them
That's
when
what
they start to
Michelle
turn
does,
black,
too.
and I put them in smoothies.
Exactly. That's another thing. Smoothies are really good.
And second, when we were talking about chickpeas, the Giant Eagle Prepared Foods has a chickpea, lentil, and kale salad.
Okay.
That is so good. I wanted to bring some to you because I
sounds
know you
good.
like
I
kale.
love all
too.
those.
Those are
Yeah.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so just a
Oh,
recommendation.
Great.
Excellent. Do you feel like nutrition and diet and exercise go hand in hand? How important is it for young girls to exercise as well as eat healthy?
I think definitely eating healthy, it's kind of subjective because, again, it's all about what works for you. Obviously, you want to stay away from, like, processed things, but
Right.
once you're into, like, your whole foods and you're kind of discovering that whole path, I think you have a really free range. And as far as exercise goes, especially with young girls, I really don't think it's something that they need to think about because from the minute you get up, if you're in middle school, high school, you're up and you're going, you're doing
You're
schoolwork,
active.
and you're just pursuing all your different passions and all the different things that you are doing to discover yourself, and that's just something that's going to take a lot of energy, and it's going to, you're going to be exerting yourself no matter what. So I think it's kind of a waste of time to think about exercise unless, like if you play a sport or something, that's
Right.
already in your schedule.
Right.
But I don't think you really need to worry about it too much.
Not till you turn 40.
That's when it gets bumpy. So
Yeah.
I've been told.
More ways than one.
So lastly, if you could just finish the segment up by telling young viewers out there, again, Raising the Roof is going to be targeted for girls 5th and 6th grade and on
Yeah,
up.
just kind
So Raising the Roof, Nutrition is a Party. What will that class entail?
Definitely talking about sort of like some of the basic nutrients, like you need your carbs, you need your fats and your proteins, and what those things are going to do for you. And we're going to talk about some healthy school snacks, maybe some substitutions for less healthy ideas, and just exploring whole foods and exploring why certain things are going to be better for you, and just maybe hopefully helping them to figure out some things that do work for them.
That sounds like an awesome program. So it's happening Saturday, February 21st. I believe we said at 2 p.m.
2 p.m.? Perfect.
Did we say 2 or did we say 11? It's definitely Saturday, February 21st. We'll get the information to you. You can sign up now. When they register, they are asked to bring a non-perishable item. Can you tell our viewers quickly why we're asking them to do that?
I just wanted to, since it's a nutritional program, I wanted to kind of extend that out a little bit into the community for the less fortunate, I guess. Just, anyone who might have a little bit more difficulty trying to get those healthy things in their diet. So any kind of non-perishable good, sometimes those tend not to be as healthy, but, if you just have like a bag of rice lying around or just something like that, that's totally perfect. We want to, first step to having nutrition is actually having food and sustenance to begin with.
Yes, absolutely, and I think that's a wonderful idea. So again, February 21st, please register for Raising the Roof. Nutrition is a Party, and it is at 11 a.m. We have Lego Club at 2, so I know I scheduled this for 11 o'clock, and you may register now, so call the library today. Thank you so much for joining us, Natalia. We're looking forward to this.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Welcome back. I wanted to take a minute to thank Officer Tom Rigatti and the Bethel Park Police Department for helping the library in getting photo IDs for our staff. Officer Rigatti helped me design and lay out the ID that we were going to use, and also came in and took photos of all of the staff for us as a way for patrons to identify us while we're in the library, but also when we go out into the community to have identification that we are library staff. So thank you to Officer Rigatti and to the Bethel Park Police Department.
And we're going to leave everybody today with a few book trailers. We like to do these to give everybody a little preview, especially of the new stuff that's coming in. So this is a new young adult book that I just finished last night, and I loved it. It's entitled Frost, and I think you would like it too.
I like it too.
So we're going to leave you with the Frost book trailer and a few others. Don't forget, if you want any more information on the things that we talked about on today's show, give us a call.
Or visit our website.
Or better yet, stop in and see us in person. Until next month, everybody, take care.
Take care.
Like I'm knocking down pins. If it goes down in history, will I even get to see a tug of war with this game? Trying to be number one and strong in my game book. Spotted my position, the swag is in condition. Paint a perfect picture, yeah. I'm all about to win and nonetheless make it happen. Got me jumping with my heater, dashing through my off to go. On your mark, is it go? See smoke like I'm about to draw a slick quick slide to what you call roadblock. Overheated, overcome anything. Raise my stocks into place and fire with a roar of a lion. Run up, mash yourself like I'm kicking up dust. Lead it to a cold case cause his eyes wide shut. No mercy for the path that I'm about to be heading. No fear for the dream that'll be his wedding. If you wanna grind your best to go hard, show me what you got, your best to go hard. If you wanna win this game, your best to go hard. Show me what you got, show me what you got.